This is frightening. We're living in a dystopia. Pentagon envisions robot armies within the next 10 years, they say. Sounds like Skynet. Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman General Mark Milley has a vision of robotic killing machines prowling the land, skies, and seas in the not-so-distant future. They would be fully automated, seeking out and engaging with enemy robots across every domain of war. Their human handlers would oversee the action at a distance while conflicts are fought and won by machines. Far from science fiction, this is the vision General Mark Milley, who's been claiming since 2016 that the U.S. Army would field substantial robotic ground forces and AI capabilities by 2030. Epoch Times reports the United States, according to Milley, is in the throes of one of the myriad revolutions in military affairs that have spanned history. He said, "We're at a pivotal moment in history from a military standpoint. We are at what amounts to a fundamental change in the very character of war. Robotic armies in 10 years. Many would no doubt be more comfortable with the idea of robots battling for the control of Earth if it were a science fiction novel or a movie screen, rather than on the list of priorities of the military's highest-ranking officer." Milley believes, though, that the world's most powerful armies will be predominantly robotic within the next decade, and he means for the United States to be the first across that cybernetic Rubicon. Over the next 10 to 15 years, you'll see large portions of advanced countries' militaries becoming robotic, Milley said. If you add robotics with artificial intelligence and precision munitions at the ability to see at range, you've got the mix of a real fundamental change. That's coming. Those changes, that technology, we're looking at inside of 10 years, he said. That means the United States has 5 to 7 years to make some fundamental modifications to our military, Milley says, because the nation's adversaries are seeking to deploy robotics and AI in the same manner, but with Americans in their sights. The nation that gets there first, that deploys robotics and AI together in a cohesive way, he says, will dominate the next war. He says, "I would submit that the country, the nation state that takes those technologies and adapts them most effectively and optimizes them for military operations, that country is probably going to have a decisive advantage at the beginning of next conflict," Milley said. The global consequences of such a shift in the character of war are difficult to overstate. Milley compared the ongoing struggle to form a new way of war to the competition that occurred between the world wars, and in that era, Milley says, all the nations of the world had access to new technologies ranging from mechanized vehicles to radio to chemical weapons. All of them could have developed the unified concept of maneuver warfare that replaces the attrition warfare which had defined World War I. But only one, he said, first integrated their use into a bona fide new way of war. That country, Nazi Germany, overran Europe in a very, very short period of time because they were able to take those technologies and put them together in a doctrine which we now call Blitzkrieg, he said. Blitzkrieg 2040. Milley and the Pentagon with him hopes to do the same now by bringing together the emergent capabilities like robotics, AI, cyber, and space platforms, and precision munitions into a cohesive doctrine of war. By being the first to integrate these technologies into a new concept, Milley says the United States can rule the future battlefield. And to that end, the Pentagon is experimenting with new unmanned aerial, ground, and undersea vehicles, as well as seeking to exploit the pervasiveness of non-military smart technologies from watches to fitness trackers. This is by Neem Harris on People's Voice. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.